Energy productivity refers to the amount of economic output or value created per unit of energy input. It is a measure of how efficiently energy is utilized in generating goods and services. Energy productivity is often expressed as a ratio or index, indicating the level of output achieved relative to the energy consumed. The concept of energy productivity is closely related to energy efficiency. While energy efficiency focuses on reducing energy consumption for a given level of output, energy productivity goes a step further by considering the economic value generated from that energy consumption. It takes into account both the quantity of energy used and the resulting economic output or value. Higher energy productivity indicates that more economic value is being created per unit of energy input, which is desirable from both economic and environmental perspectives. Improving energy productivity can lead to cost savings, reduced energy consumption, and lower greenhouse gas emissions. It also promotes sustainable development by decoupling economic growth from energy consumption, allowing for more efficient use of resources. Energy productivity can be measured at various levels, such as the economy as a whole, individual sectors, or specific processes within an organization. It is often used as a performance indicator to assess the efficiency and competitiveness of industries, track progress in energy management, and guide policy decisions related to energy efficiency and sustainable development. Here are a few examples of how energy productivity can be measured in specific sectors. Manufacturing sector. In manufacturing, energy productivity can be measured by calculating the value added per unit of energy consumed. This involves dividing the total value of goods or services produced by the total energy input. For example, if a factory produces $1 million worth of goods using 10,000 kilowatt-hour of energy, the energy productivity would be $100 of value added per kilowatt-hour of energy consumed. Transportation sector. Energy productivity in the transportation sector can be measured by assessing the passenger or freight miles traveled per unit of energy consumed. For instance, in the case of passenger transportation, the energy productivity can be determined by dividing the total passenger miles, or passenger kilometers, traveled by the total energy consumed, such as gallons of fuel or kilowatt-hours of electricity. Building sector. In the building sector, energy productivity can be measured by evaluating the energy use intensity, EUI. EUI is calculated by dividing the total energy consumption of a building, example, in kilowatt-hours or British thermal units, by a relevant metric, such as the total floor area of the building, in square feet or square meters. This allows for comparisons of energy efficiency between different buildings or building types. Agricultural sector. Energy productivity in agriculture can be measured by assessing the amount of agricultural output, example, crop yield, livestock production, per unit of energy input, such as fuel or electricity. This can be calculated by dividing the total agricultural output by the total energy consumed in the farming operations. These are just a few examples of how energy productivity can be measured in specific sectors. The specific metrics and units of measurement may vary depending on the industry, region, and the goals of the analysis. Here are some additional examples of how energy productivity can be measured in different sectors. Information technology, IT sector. In the IT sector, energy productivity can be measured by evaluating the computational output or data processing achieved per unit of energy consumed. This can be expressed as calculations per kilowatt-hour or data processed per kilowatt-hour. Healthcare sector. In healthcare facilities, energy productivity can be measured by assessing the patient outcomes, such as the number of patients treated or the quality of care provided, per unit of energy consumed. This can help identify areas where energy efficiency improvements can be made without compromising patient care. Retail sector. In the retail sector, energy productivity can be measured by evaluating the revenue or sales generated per unit of energy consumed. This can be calculated by dividing the total sales or revenue by the total energy consumption of the retail store or chain. Food and beverage sector. Energy productivity in the food and beverage sector can be measured by assessing the production output per unit of energy consumed. For example, in the food processing industry, energy productivity can be evaluated by dividing the total food production, example, tons of food processed, by the total energy consumed. Municipal sector. In the municipal sector, energy productivity can be measured by evaluating the services provided to the community per unit of energy consumed. This can include services like street lighting, waste management, water treatment, and public transportation. The energy productivity can be calculated by dividing the total service output by the total energy input. Mining and extraction sector. In the mining and extraction sector, energy productivity can be measured by assessing the quantity and quality of minerals or resources extracted per unit of energy consumed. This can be calculated by dividing the total production output, example, tons of minerals extracted, by the total energy consumed in the mining operations. These examples demonstrate how energy productivity can be measured in various sectors, highlighting the importance of evaluating the output or value created in relation to the energy consumed. The specific metrics and units of measurement may vary depending on the sector and the goals of the analysis. Please subscribe to see our next videos.